So, hi, this is me, Trina Kavanagh-Thomas, here for the social media switch off this Friday at 12:30. Now, we have the amazing Kirsty Kayn with us today. She is a badass business coach.
I love it.
Well, you know what? It's almost like you've got this amazing academy, Happy Life Academy. You're working with high-performing mums who build in online businesses, and you coach them to build, launch and scale their business.
Yes.
Yeah. But you do more than that, because you provide them with the finances and the freedom and the success that they've always been longing for. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited for this.
You know what? I've been really excited to chat to you for some time now. And obviously we've known each other for a little while now. And you are a busy lady. You're a busy lady. But I really wanted to get you on here because you obviously believe in taking a bit of time out for yourself as well. You know, you have your, we're on YouTube for this, so I'm not sure how far we can go with the swear words on this.
I'll
you
hold them for today.
Yeah, you can have your Epic Fridays.
Yeah.
You do take time out, but you're really productive in what you do and in what you bring forward.
Yeah.
So, yeah, tell us more about, your mission, what you're on course to do, because obviously there's some really great stuff.
Yes. Okay. So, first of all, I want to just touch on actually what you just said about the fact that when I am in business mode, I go all in, and also when I switch off, I switch off. So for me, I'm an independent mum. I've got two little girls who are now 6 and 9. Can't believe I'm actually saying they're that old. But for me, all I want to do is be the best mum that I can possibly be. And that means when they're at school, I am hustling, I'm working hard, I'm building my business. I am so intentional with everything I do, so structured, so organized. I literally leave the house to go and pick them up at 2:30, get to the school, and I don't think about my business again until the next day. So for me, that transition of doing the school run, most mums hate the school run. For me, it is a time to transition from business mum to at-home mum. And for me to be able to be the mum that I want to be, knowing full well that I've done a really productive, 4, 5, 6 hours of work during the day, super, super intentional. It's literally what I used to do in a couple of days. I've managed to be so focused that I can get that done during a school day. So once I pick the kids up, we have dance parties, we've got music on, we laugh, we have fun. That is all that's important in that time. It's not picking up my phone. And I'm very active on social media, very active on Instagram and Facebook stories. But what you will find that once I have dinner with the kids, there's not a lot of stuff that I share on my story because I don't pick my phone up. It's just, for me, it's all about being present, which is super, super important. And it's actually part of my bigger mission within what I do. So I coach mums to build their business online. So when I say build, we talk about build, launch and scale their online businesses with the aim to unlock their highest levels of happiness, success and freedom. Because what I have realized is it's not about me, it's not about that mum and her business and what she's doing, but it's the fact that I can help that mum build her business in a way that she wants, so that she can also drop her business during the school run and she can be the mum that she wants to be. Because for me, having that mum that is fully present, that is not thinking about anything else, that is just there to have fun and to make memories, that's the goal. And I know, I can see how happy my kids are. And for me to know that there's other kids around the world that feel that happiness because of what their mum and I do together, that's the cherry on top. That's everything to me. It's the kids that benefit at the end of the day.
Wow. And so true. And so true. And when they see that you're happy, then they're happy. It's almost like a little mirror, isn't it? when you look at your own kids. They are like a mirror of ourselves.
Yeah.
So because obviously it's taking you some time to get to this bit. So and obviously there's going to be some women who are not at this, not at this point yet. So tell us how you got to that bit.
Okay, so there was a defining term, let's say season, a defining season in my life from May 2018 to September 2019, so just over a year, almost a year and a half. During that time, right at the start of that, so May 2018, I left my marriage. I fully threw myself into independent mum life, walked away from money, walked away from stability, security, everything. I left with £33 in my bank. £30 of that was due out for my phone bill, so I had £3 to my name. I had a couple of suitcases of kids' clothes, some of the kids' furniture and stuff, both my kids and my dog. And I left, and I thought, right, I'm going to jump into rock bottom, and I'm going to land on my back facing up, because if I can look up, then I can get up. And I know that once I get up and once I rebuild everything for me and the kids, it's all going to be fine. So it was a big period of trial and error for me, because I was trying to find out who I was in this brand new life. Like, I'd never been on my own at this point, trying to navigate through a separation and a divorce and all that tricky like custody stuff, trying to find some form of normality for me and financial confidence, really, not even financial freedom, like to know that I had money coming in, like that was a big thing. And I'm a very, very proud person, and I wanted to make sure that the money that was coming in was in exchange for work that I was doing. So I was really spinning all the plates at once, and every now and again a plate would fall and smash, and I'd pick up another one and I'd keep on going. And I thought, maybe this is what it's like. Maybe you just juggle, maybe you just do all the things and hope that it works out. Until it got to about August, September of 2019, and I thought, you know what, I'm at a really good place in my life now. I've been through a lot, all the dust had settled. I was letting go of some friendships and some like silly little relationships and all this sort of stuff. And I was purely focusing on loving myself exactly as I was, without the need for anything else. And when that happened, it's funny that we're doing this today. I'm going to send you a picture after this, because it came up in my Facebook memories today of a walk that I went on with my older dog. And we walked around this field, and I remember some of the music that I was playing, and I remember everything about this walk. And it was just like nothing else mattered at that point. My kids were away for the weekend. It was a Sunday, and nothing else mattered. And I thought right then, you know what? I am the happiest I have ever been right now. And just at that's when I started signing some bigger one-to-one clients. I put my prices up, managed to sign client after client after client, which blew my mind. And business skyrocketed, which was amazing. And the more I loved myself, the better things got. And then I was very, very lucky to have some incredible people walk into my life that also showed me unconditional love, which then up-leveled my business yet again. So for me, it was having that period of trial and error and trusting that everything that I needed, I already had. I just had to acknowledge what was already there.
Yeah. Wow. And that truly starts to show the importance of finding your fire, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Finding out who you are. Because basically you broke down everything and then found your fire, found who you are, and started to find your way in the world.
Yeah, definitely. Everything was so clouded by everybody else. You know, what other people were thinking of my situation with the kids, what other people were thinking of my business, what other people were thinking of everything. But for me, it was I had to stop all of that, and I just had to focus on me, you know. And it wasn't until I literally had the most silent walk around a field with nothing but one particular song playing in my headphones. Like, it was completely silent. I couldn't see anybody else. The kids weren't there. I was on my own with the dog. It took that moment of stillness and silence to truly find my fire, and to truly, as much as I was aware of my purpose already, and I was kind of going around the edge of that purpose, I needed to jump right in. And I needed the confidence to be able to jump right in. And it was at that moment that I realised, you know, it's time to do this now.
Wow. And the thing is, you know, you had more confidence than what you ever thought, I reckon. Yeah, absolutely. With everything that you've been through. Tell us about, you know, what it would be like to connect with your ideal client, because it is important, you know, as people watch this, they start to find their fire, you know, as they find their way in the world, you know, a lot of self-care, a lot of looking after themselves, a lot of just being there for themselves, accepting certain things about themselves and finding that confidence. But also, that must connect also to finding your ideal client, right?
Yeah, so the main things, like, I get so many people that come to me and say, like, I know what my purpose is, I know what I want to do, I can't find my clients. Like, I have this conversation daily, and I always say to people, what are you doing to find your clients? And they're like, I'm looking at Facebook groups, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. And I'm like, well, how about you think about what your ideal client's biggest struggles are, like their biggest struggles. For me, my ideal client, a lot of them are confused about how to get their business up and running on social media, especially this year. So many businesses are transitioning onto completely being online or having a really strong online presence.
So true.
But a lot of them are just so unsure about how to go about that. So at the moment, that's my ideal client. That's one of their biggest struggles. So the majority of my content that I put out, now this is Facebook posts, Instagram posts, we've got live videos, we've got stories, email in my mailing list, all of these different things all speak to my ideal client's biggest struggle. It lets them know, you know what, I've been there, I've felt exactly how you feel right now, and I have a solution. And it's not about always posting a call to action to say, here's the solution, it costs $9.97, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not about that. Yeah. It's about people realizing, you know what, you're worth me following you. You're worth my time, and you're worth me investing my time and reading your content. And at some point during that content, there will be a call to action. But it's all about letting your ideal client know that you have the solution to their problems, and that you have been where they've been. Because so many people want to look at somebody that's 5 steps ahead of them. So they get that little bit of an idea. Like, I know when I was going through my divorce, I was following some people online that were signing their divorce papers, because I'm thinking, how do I get from me being stuck here to signing those papers? Like, what's the route that I go down? And I was always looking for someone a few steps ahead. That's why coaches have coaches. Like I was saying to you before this, like, I just signed on the dotted line with a big coach yesterday, and it's because she is 5 steps ahead of me. She'll be able to take me where she is. And it's exactly the same when you're writing content with your ideal client in mind, because you're letting them know that you're just ahead of them and you can help them get there.
Absolutely. It's almost like it's that thing of doing your own work. It is. It's that thing of doing your own work. You know, you embody your own work. Your work is based on you. You know, what you've done, the way you've built it, because we've known each other for quite some time, the way you've built it and you've kind of listened to yourself, and you've kind of gone and really worked it until you've worked it into something that you truly knew and what truly fit with you.
Yeah.
And that's why I needed to get you on here, because you're a prime example of someone who actually does her work.
Exactly. Like, for me, it's, just because you say you're going to do something, like I'm going to be this kind of coach, or I'm going to offer this kind of service, you don't have to do that for the rest of your life. 2 years ago, the start of 2018, I was doing mindset coaching. Full stop. Mindset coaching for women. That was my jam. That was where I was. That's what I was doing. As I went through my transitioning kind of May time, I then realised my heart lies with mindset coaching for independent mums, because that's what I was. That's who I resonated with. So I moved my business to focus purely on independent mums. And I was doing really well there, but what I came to realise in that situation is my heart was there, but let me try and say this in a way that's not offensive, because I'm not here to offend anybody. My heart was there, but I knew that one-to-one coaching was my expertise. Like, I knew I could get ladies results with one-to-one coaching. I was finding a lot of these independent mums were too early on in their journey and had too much of a victim mentality, that they weren't willing to invest. They didn't see the point in investing in one-to-one coaching. Now, from a heart and soul perspective, I would want to coach them for free. From a business perspective, that would be a really stupid idea. So I had this really difficult conversation with myself, like, what do I do here? How do I help serve these ladies when they're not willing to pay because they're so stuck in that victim mentality? So instead of staying in that route, like, I hired a coach last year and went to what did she call it now? I can't even remember, but it was like a business mastermind. Flew down to London for the weekend, had this really, really intensive business mastermind, and I was sat around the table with 11 other really, really highly powerful female entrepreneurs, all round about my age, all over the UK. We're all sitting at that table. They said to me, you need to coach business. It's all I've ever known. I've never been employed full time. I've always done my own thing. I've had multiple businesses over the years before I got to this point, and it made me realize, that's been my purpose from my first business at 5 years old, selling my toys on the pavement to strangers. Like, that's who I am as a person. But I thought, I have to serve these other people that are resonating with my content. So what do I do? So that's when I transitioned again. Like, I course corrected again, and I went against everything that I was already saying online, and I'm like, changed my mind again. But rather I've
that's okay.
That's the thing, is I was course correcting to what felt right for me, and that was working with mums, no matter what their relationship status is, working with mums in general that are building a personal brand in the online space. But what I have also done as part of that, I've offered my membership at a really low cost, and I've offered that to mums in general, so all mums across the world. But I actually have a guest speaking slot in this huge group of independent mums, and I share some of the stuff every single week that's inside the academy, and some of those ladies have then come over. So for me, it's pulling on all different parts of what make up my bigger purpose. I know it feels good business-wise. It's certainly given myself and my girls massive financial flexibility. Completely got myself out of debt as well, which was amazing, because you walk out of a marriage and pay for a divorce. It costs a lot of money. Completely got myself out of debt with all that. So business-wise, it has been the best decision ever. During lockdown, from the 2nd of April to the 2nd of June, my turnover in my business actually rocketed above 500%, which,
wow.
I don't know how that happened. I remember looking at all the figures on Stripe one day, and I'm like, how is this? Like, what? And that's when I knew, like, that number for me, I didn't look at that as a monetary value. I looked at that as, look at the influence and impact you're having on mums that are building their businesses online. Like, that's what it's about for me. That's the figure that I pay attention to, is how many mums I'm helping. You know, it's not about, for me, it's not about the money. The money is just an incredible end product, byproduct of the work that I'm doing.
And this, you know, and this is so amazing, you know, this journey that you've been on, because it just shows to anyone who's watching this, you can take even what you've got now and just keep tweaking it. You can take even or start something and just go with it and see what feels right, see what doesn't feel right. It's okay to change it if it doesn't feel right. It's okay to go, you know, start going back to things if that feels right for you. Yeah. It's how you feel, and that's what's making your business so good. And not only that as well, is the fact that how you feel deep down, isn't it? How you're feeling. Because that then leads us into the simple way to sales, because you are great at sales, right? You've been selling since you were 5 years old. So you know this already. And the funniest thing is, it's amazing. We all think that we can't sell, right? But the thing is, I believe that everyone can sell in some way. We always sell on a daily basis, don't we?
Yeah.
You know, if I went to, I don't know, the cinema or something like that, and I saw a good film, and I told someone about, go watch that film, it's really amazing, I've just basically sold for the cinema.
Exactly.
But yeah, sometimes, you know, in our businesses, we might go, well, I can't sell, but we could easily go out and sell because we're not attached. Comes down to manifesting, doesn't it?
Well, the thing is with sales, people make it scary. Like, people scare themselves out of selling. Like, I've been there, right? Selling high ticket coaching was not an easy thing for me before, until I really simplified it. Selling is easy, trust me. Okay, I'm going to give you the easiest example ever. So let me take this over here. So I have this picture, okay, of my girls. This was taken a few years ago. Now, if I had that picture, okay, if I was a client and I had that picture and I thought, you know what, I really want to put this picture on my windowsill. You could try and stand up a photo on a windowsill. It's not going to work. Okay, it's going to fall over. So what you need is a frame to put it in. So what you do is you go someplace, or you go and find someone. This frame was actually bought online. This was from an Instagram purchase years ago. So it's actually, it needs a bit of a clean, but it's all good.
It's lovely.
All I done was I searched on Instagram. I was looking through some adverts, looking through some content, and I found somebody that sells these frames. I got in touch with that person and I said to them, this is the size of the photo that I have. Do you have anything available? Like, what are my options? She said to me, you know what, I've got the perfect frame for you. Go and buy the colours of the picture. This is the best frame for you. That was it. Sold, in my basket, paid, done. That was selling, because that person had the solution to my problem. I couldn't stand that photo up on my windowsill without her, without a frame to put this picture in. She had the solution because she had the frame. That's selling. That's how easy it is when your clients and customers understand that they have a problem and you have a solution. All you have to do is have a conversation. That is it. Like that's how scary sales are. A conversation. That is it. It's nothing major. There's no worrying about anything. It is the most chilled, the most relaxed conversations ever. I actually messaged this morning one of my old one-to-one clients. Now, she had said to me, we'd worked together on and off for probably about a year now, slightly less than a year. She said to me, you know, I need to take a break. I need to take a break because I've got some other stuff that I'm focusing on. So let's have a little bit of a break and I will sign back up at some point. I'm like, right, okay, that's fine. So I knew, law of attraction, manifestation queen that I am, I knew that this lady and I would be working again before the end of the year, working together again. So we've had maybe 5 or 6 weeks where we've not been working together. Now, I get birthday cards from this lady. Like, I love her to bits. She's incredible.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's just amazing. I know that she has the biggest impact and mission, but I know she's a little bit scared. And I know I can help her. So I messaged her this morning, sent her a message on Instagram because she had forwarded something to me, shared something with me. I got back to her and I said, you know what? How about we start out with her one-to-one again? Straight away, she's like, yes, of course. That's selling.
Yay!
I know I have the solution. I have the way to help her create the vision and impact and get her mission out to the world. She doesn't have all the skills as of yet, so she has that problem. I have the solution. I offered it to her, and there's a deal for you. There's a sale. That's what sales are. It's nothing scary. It's not pitching your idea to someone. If I always stick with the mindset of if sales feels scary, you're speaking to the wrong person. Because the right people is just a conversation.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, and that is so true. And I think that's so beautiful as well, what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, what we've just gone over there, the importance of finding your fire and connecting with your ideal client into sales being so simple. And I remember someone saying to me as well, if you write down all the worst times that we've had in our lives, selling to someone is not even as high as that. I think sometimes for many people it connects to that fear of rejection, doesn't it? And sometimes you have to let go of that fear of rejection to then kind of move on. But you can have some great, I love having conversations on the phone to people. Yeah, it's so like, it's so beautiful, especially having those conversations as well.
Mm-hmm.
That you're there to help someone, and that it's whatever you've got is gonna be amazing. What you got is absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Where can we find you? We know you're on Insta.
Yes, you can follow me over on Instagram at Kirsty Kayn. The other two ways that you can connect with me on Facebook, you can jump into my free Facebook group, which is Mums Do Business Online, or you can check out, I know Tina, I sent you the link over to the Academy, which is herhappylifeacademy.com, and you'll get information on the Academy on there. One thing I want to say before we go about what you were saying a minute ago about rejection. Every time I have a conversation, like I get rejected sales-wise all the time, but I know that every single conversation that I have with somebody, if they say no, that to me is I have done them a huge, huge favor, because I have shone a light on them where they get to see who the right person is for them. So I've highlighted, look, you're struggling with something. I'm not the right person for you, but the right person is out there. So all I've done is move that person closer to the person that they need. And if that's not me, that's fine. That is totally fine. I know I'm not for everyone, but I know there's a heck of a lot of people in the world that I am for. And that, for me, if everybody in the world that resonates with me said yes to coaching, I would have a massive meltdown because it would be too many people. So I'm not worried. I'm really not worried at all.
And you know what? I think what you've just ended on is so apt, because it just brings back the fact that the whole point of doing these conversations is that not everyone wants to come work with me.
Mm-hmm.
They want to work with like many people. There's like there's like just billions of people out there.
Exactly.
And there's enough for everyone. The market is not saturated in any way. There's people desperate for help at this moment in time. So that's why it's so great that you actually just said that as well.
Yeah, definitely. There's somebody for everybody, and
really.
And for me personally, I work with two different coaches. They both know that. I'm perfectly fine with that, very transparent with all of that, because they work in different areas. I know that I need a specific person to help me with this. I need somebody else to help me with that. And as a team, the mission moves and we move forward. There's people for everyone. And you don't just have to stick with one person, and you don't have to stay with one person forever. You don't need to stick to one business idea forever. The only thing that you should never, ever ever change is your passion and your determination. Everything else can change, but as long as those two things stay there and you stay in alignment with your purpose, then you're good.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. So I hope you all enjoyed this week. This is me, Trina Kavanagh-Thomas, switching off with Kirsty Kayn for the social media switch off. I've popped the links below, so do click and go follow this amazing woman, and do also click subscribe so you can see the rest of our videos that are coming up over the next few weeks, adventures and all sorts. So thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.